Are you looking for the best Hitch bike racks? In this video we will look at some of the best Hitch bike racks. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 5. Saris MHS 3. 140 pounds a number of bikes, for weight capacity per bike, 80 pounds for the first 2 bikes, 35 pounds for the next 2. The Saris MHS 3 Plus 1 is a modular 3-bike platform hitch rack that's customizable based on the day's itinerary. Solo cruise along the riverfront? Party of 2 riding to the top of the butte? Headed to the bike park with friends? Saris has you covered with individual bike trays that can be removed or added based on the number of bikes you're carrying. And while the main rack accommodates up to 3 bikes, you can purchase the MHS Duo Bike add-on tray, $350, separately to plop a 4th bike on there. The MHS 3 can carry 2 80-pound bikes nearest the hitch and 2 additional 35-pound bikes in slots 3 and 4, which means e-bikes, mountain bikes, and road bikes all make the cut. And don't let the rack's heavy curb weight make your back ache. Because it's modular, the slots install one by one as you need them, so you never have to lift the entire rack at once. Is it heavy? A little, but that extra weight is what makes this rack sturdy enough to carry so many heavy bikes without breaking a sweat. The MHS 3 can accommodate wheelbases of up to 53 inches, it allows hatch access while the bikes are loaded, and it folds up when it's not in use. It also comes with an integrated lock to keep your bikes out of unwanted hands. Number 4. Yakima RidgeBack. 35 pounds a number of bikes, for a weight capacity per bike, 40 pounds. As convenient as it may be to roll multiple bikes onto a stable platform, hanging hitch racks offer a lot more value by saving space and cutting costs. Among the many hanging racks on the market, Yakima's RidgeBack earns high marks for its durability, reasonable price, and 4-bike capacity. The whole shebang costs less than $400, which makes it one of the best cost per bike options available today. The rack's adjustable cradle arms combine with an anti-sway feature to keep bikes firmly in place, and that same mechanism prevents the bikes from making contact with your vehicle. Of course, your bikes are just as precious as your car, which is why Yakima built this rack with padded arms and zip strips to keep your steed's paint job intact, too. User-friendly features, like a tilting mechanism that allows for access to the rear of your vehicle, add to the RidgeBack's appeal. And although it isn't built to accommodate tandem or recumbent bikes, step-through frames are secured by purchasing an adapter, sold separately. Shell out just a little more money for the 5-bike RidgeBack, $399, if you need to haul an additional bike. Number 3. Yakima OnRamp. 42 pounds a number of bikes, 2 weight capacity per bike, 66 pounds. Fast, versatile, innovative, easy to use. There are countless reasons to invest in an e-bike nowadays, but no one can deny how much they weigh. In fact, some of the best electric bikes we've tested tip the scales at over 75 pounds, and that may not sound so heavy while you're pedaling down the street at 30 miles per hour, but it's a lot of weight for a hitch rack to handle. Fortunately, the Yakima OnRamp has you, and your e-bikes, covered. The OnRamp is built to handle the extra weight and bulk that larger e-bikes bring to the table. It supports up to 2 66-pound bikes, and the integrated ramp makes it easy to roll your bikes on and off the rack in seconds. The tire brackets can accommodate up to 3.25 inches in width, which accounts for most wheels, but if your e-bike is a fat bike, and even if your fat bike isn't electric, the fat strap kit, not included, extends that figure to 4.5 inches. The rack's forward tilting axis allows for easy access to the trunk without having to remove the bikes from the rack, and an integrated cable prevents would-be thieves from stealing your rides. Add in a hassle-free installation process and secure locks, and you've got yourself a rack that's ready for the rigors of e-bike hauling. Number 2. Hollywood Racks Destination Hitch 2. 20 pounds a number of bikes, 2 weight capacity per bike, 35 pounds. You can find an inexpensive bike rack for around $100 if you know where to look, but there's a reason cheap racks cost pennies on the dollar. Whether it's the limited hauling capacity or the additional bulk or the cheap materials, no-name brands will find ways to cut corners and save a buck, putting your wallet, vehicle, and bike in harm's way. Truthfully, we don't recommend investing in a rack that costs next to nothing because odds are it won't compare to one that costs just a little more. But if you find yourself shopping for a hitch rack on a budget, the Destination Hitch 2 is a great option that's affordable and adept. Weighing only 20 pounds, this lightweight rack accommodates both 1.25 and 2-inch hitch receivers, and it comes pre-assembled out of the box, which makes installation a breeze. Lowered wheel trays allow you to easily load and unload bikes, and it conveniently folds up against your vehicle when it's not in use to save space. To prevent the rack from swaying, a locking, threaded hitch pin keeps it in place, and padded frame holders protect your bikes, even as you traverse bumpy roads. Realistically, the 35-pound per bike capacity can't accommodate larger mountain bikes or most e-bikes, but it's still a suitable option for a lot of steeds, including step-through frames. If you need to haul more than 2 bikes but don't want to splurge on a pricey extension, the rack also comes in a 4-bike variant for only $150 more. And if you do need to hitch an electric bike, there's a specific e-bike model that has a higher load capacity. Number 1. Thule T2 Pro XTR. 52 pounds. A number of bikes, 2 a weight capacity per bike, 60 pounds. The name Thule is synonymous with hauling equipment, whether you're loading camping gear into a rooftop cargo carrier or cinching skis down in a ski rack. And while Thule builds a number of award-winning bike racks, we're big fans of the T2 Pro XTR because it blends cutting-edge features with a robust construction. Yes, it's a bit on the pricey side, but if you're looking for a high-quality rack to haul around your beloved bikes without worry, then you've found it in the T2 Pro XTR. First and foremost, the rack's design blends practicality with innovation in a way that helps it stand out. For example, it accommodates everything from ultralight road bikes to fat-tire mountain bikes and even smaller kids' bikes, no adapters required. The tilting handle allows you to lower the rack at an angle to access your trunk without dismantling your entire setup. It's incredibly easy to install without tools or additional supplies. And if you need to remove it from your vehicle, perhaps you're putting it in storage or installing it on another vehicle, the integrated wheels allow for fuss-free maneuverability. Ultimately, it's the many features and simple considerations that set the T2 Pro XTR apart from the competition. It's built to withstand wear and tear. A secure ratcheting arm firmly grips each bike's front tire to prevent wobbling, and the 60-pound capacity accommodates even electric bikes. If the 2-bike capacity isn't enough, Thule's 2-bike add-on doubles that figure for an additional $500.